That's a genius name. I mean, your last name is Duty. Duty's Daggers makes perfect sense.
Hello, my dudes. Welcome back to the channel. We are talking about mini knives today. Not mini as in multiple, but mini as in tiny. First of all, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that, please. And follow me on Instagram, duties_daggers. So, we're going to look at my 5 favorite mini knives. Now, I've done a video similar to this in the past, but there has been some new additions to the list. So I figured I would do kind of a part 2. Some of the knives were on that last one, but there are a couple new ones too. So, a few of these knives have a big brother, meaning they have mini in the name of the knife, meaning there is a larger version of the knife. Some are just mini by themselves. They don't have a big brother or sister. They're just small knives. So let's start with one that you guys are familiar with, the Savivi Lumi. This was in my 2022 wrap-up video, and I called it one of my favorite budget knives that I had bought this year. That's absolutely true. This is just a fantastic little knife. Kind of, for me, how I classify a mini knife is if I can kind of hide it in my grip. If I can do this and make the knife basically disappear, that's a mini knife to me. This one does pretty much disappear in the grip. I just really love how you can't see the blade when it's closed. It's completely inside the handle here. There's no flipper tab, no thumb studs peeking out at all because it's a top flipper, meaning there's kind of like a little mohawk sticking out of the top here. And you just put your thumb on it and you just drag it back. Very, very easy to do. You can also do the over the top with the pointer finger. One of my favorite ways to open the knife. It's just a really fantastic way, deployment method because it keeps it really nice and sleek, and you can have the blade totally inside the handle if you have this kind of top flipper. Excellent, excellent blade. Very, very thin blade stock. Very thin at the edge. Very pointy. This thing slices like nobody's business, and it's just an excellent little fine detail work knife. I have a deep carry I have a titanium clip on it, not the one that originally came with it. I think this one just really adds to the kind of overall aesthetic of the knife. So, I love this guy, the Savivi Lumi. We'll leave him out as we talk about him. So, next on the list, I also talked about this knife in my 2022 wrap-up video, and I called it the best detent of the year. And I will stand by that until something better comes along, because this is still the best detent I've felt all year. Incredibly snappy detent. It has to do with the size and shape of the flipper tab as well. It's a pretty strong detent, and if the flipper tab was smaller or not shaped as well, if you didn't get as good of leverage on it, it would be hard to deploy the knife. But the flipper tab being the way that it is, really easy to, get a full, purchase on there with the jimping, and there's just a lot of leverage. So it's so fun to snap this thing out, man. You can also do it with your thumb, like this, which is kind of fun. Just extremely, extremely good detent. But that's not the only thing I love about the knife. I really love this micarta. I love that it has a blue pivot collar. I love that the liners are shadow boxed with the liner or the scales. Kind of gives a cool effect. Very, very good lock bar access. You can see right there. Love the clip too. This is not Kaiser's typical clip. You'll see we have some more Kaisers that we'll look at in a minute, but this is a very, very good clip from Kaiser. It's recessed with flat-headed screws. There's just a lot of really good things about this knife. I love the blade shape. Sheep's foot that's kind of canted upwards a bit. just really good utility cutter. That's really going to go for all of these mini knives. They're all really good utility cutters. Um, in my opinion, when you have a small knife, you want to have a low tip because that's what I do with my small knives. Is I usually hold them in a pinch grip with a pointer finger out here or just like this, and I do little utility cuts with them on a flat surface. Um, doesn't really make much sense to have a little mini knife with a big belly and a high tip. So really really love the Kaiser Lieb here. They make a larger version with a button lock that I really really want to try. If it's anywhere near as snappy as this one, it's going to be excellent, excellent. And I've heard from a few people that it is pretty darn snappy for a button lock. So absolutely love this knife, the Kaiser Lieb. All right, let's take a look at another pretty popular one, the Savivi Baby Banter. Everyone knows this is going to be on the list. This is a really popular mini knife. It is a mini. It has a bigger brother and an even bigger brother. It's got the regular size Banter and now the Banter XL or Banter Plus. I forget what it's called. This is the tiniest of the three, and this is kind of a special version. It's the red-coated blade with the white ivory G10 handles, and I put this nice little lanyard on it. This is actually the bead from the Cormorant Serape kit that I got. This came with it. I think it looks really good on the knife. This is a great small little knife. Well, I was going to say it's the most ergonomic of this whole list, but you'll see in a minute here we have a contender for the most ergonomic. But this is an extremely ergonomic knife. You can get a full grip on it, even though it's so small. Very, very thin behind the edge, about 16 thousandths. Extremely thin. So this thing is a slicer. It's got a low tip, almost a spear point, pretty close to a spear point blade shape. Not quite, but the red coating has been holding up really well. I carry this a lot in my fifth pocket at work. I've even done some whittling on wood just to kind of test out the edge and see how the coating would hold up. And you really can't see any wear. If you get it in the right light, you can see a little bit of a scratch, but that's about it. So pretty impressive. Thumb stud only. Deployments. Mine has a little bit of a weak detent, but it's still absolutely doable. It's not like I'm failing the deployment. Reverse flick is easy. Thumb flick, super easy. Really like the handle shape, how it kind of swells out back here. Just a really locked in feeling. Got some jimping inside the choil there and up here. This jimping is really not that grippy. You can see it's kind of weird. It's kind of like square jimping almost. Not the grippiest, but it's there. It gives you a little bit of grip. Really awesome knife. I really like the Baby Banter. I was kind of late to get one, but now I really see why they're so popular. It really is just a super comfortable knife to hold. Very utilitarian blade shape, and it just looks good too, especially this version. The Savivi Baby Banter. All right. Well, wait, did I say 5 knives? I meant 6. We have 6 here. I think I said 5 at the beginning. All right, let's talk about this guy. This is one of the newer ones, newer mini knives that I've added to this kind of group. The Mini Sheepdog. You're probably familiar with the Sheepdog series. Same as the Baby Banter, there's a small, medium, and large versions. There's a mini, regular, and then an XL Sheepdog. This is the mini, and it's the double detent version, meaning there is no liner lock as all the others do. They do have a liner lock. This one doesn't. It's got a double detent, meaning there's a detent holding the blade shut. There's also another stronger detent holding the blade open. So this is going to be legal in places where you can't have locking blades. But if you're like me and you live in a place where you can have locking blades, you might still want to consider getting one of these because, check this out. It's really fun. You just put a little pressure on the spine, pop it shut. Really, really fun knife. And I would argue might be even a better EDC than something like a liner lock, because the amount of time it takes for you to get this out of your pocket, flick it open, do your cutting task, and putting it away back in your pocket is much faster than thumb stud, push aside the liner lock, put the blade closed, put it back in your pocket. It's just faster. It's quick. Snap, cut, snap, put it back. You're done. So really fast. I think a very useful EDC. And the fact that there's a choke up spot here, you know, your pointer finger is mostly on the blade, 3/4 of the way on the choil here, and 1/4 of the way on the scale. It can't close on your finger, even if it did, and it really hasn't closed on me at all since I've been using it. But if it did, it can't hurt your finger because your finger stops it from closing. It can't go down there. So it's a very safe knife. You know, even if you were choked back and the blade were to shut, it still can't get to you because that finger choil is there. So no matter how you hold this knife, it cannot shut on your finger. It just can't. So just as safe as a liner lock, and I would argue even more fun to use. Excellent reverse flicking action. Love the blade shape. The thickness behind the edge is actually slightly thinner than the Baby Banter. Pretty surprising, but very, very thin behind the edge. Very slicey blade. Love the black wash on it. Love this black linen micarta. It looks great. This is one of my favorite Kaiser clips. It's similar to the one on the Lieb, but I like it even better. It just looks better. It works a little bit better in and out of the pocket. It's got the same kind of black wash that the blade does. Just looks really good. It's recessed with flathead screws. Excellent, excellent clip. Excellent knife overall. Very, very comfortable to grip. Full grip on it, choked up. I like this little dimple or divot right up here. You kind of place your pointer finger in there and you can get some good downward pressure. Feels really in control if you pinch grip it here on the blade and put your pointer finger up here. Just feels really nice. Blade steel 154 cm. The mini Sheepdog double D10 version. Love it. I absolutely love it. The blade steel in the Baby Banter was Nitro V. On the Lieb, it was N690. And on the Lumi, it was, what was it? 14C28N. I forgot to mention those. All right, we got two more. Let's talk about the mini bag lighter. As you can see, this list is kind of dominated by Kaiser. They just make really good knives, man. I gotta say, they're one of my favorite, more budget-oriented knife distributors, knife designers, knife makers in the game. Just, I absolutely love their knives. I still haven't gotten one that I was disappointed with, ever. This one here is the mini bag lighter. There's a large family of bag lighter knives. There's the mini, the regular size, the XL, the button lock, the XL button lock, bunch of different blade shapes. This is the mini with the reverse tanto blade, which is why I got it. I thought this would be a really useful blade, and it absolutely is. Like I said, all these are going to be very good utility cutters. This is no different. Very thin behind the edge. Very good blade shape for utility cutting. Great quality micarta. Great polish on all the liners, the clip, everything. As always, Kaiser puts a great polish on everything. Good access to the liner lock, as you can see there. Action, really, really smooth. Crazy smooth for such a light blade. Give it a couple shakes, falls right down. Detent, absolutely incredible. This thing just fires out so well. The reverse flick is a little difficult. It's kind of cramped in there, but you can absolutely do it. This is a great knife. I carry this one a lot at work too as a secondary carry. Blade steel is N690. Deep carry pocket clip. Not my favorite Kaiser clip, but it definitely works just fine. It is not recessed, but it does have the flat-headed screws there. I can get a full grip on this one too. as you can see. There's not really a choke up spot. You could put your pointer finger right up here if you wanted to, but I hold it back here usually, or actually I mostly use it in a pinch grip like this. But if the reverse Tonto isn't your style, they have a couple different blade shapes. I would recommend this one though if you're looking for a utility cutter. Really nice. My one complaint is the sharpening choil, not great. You can see the edge ends right as the plunge line begins. So not great on the sharpening choil, but I only really use this, mostly use this part of the blade anyways, so not a huge deal. All right, the last one and the newest addition to the collection of mini knives, the Spyderco McBee. Now this one in particular has been lent to me by my buddy Andrew, Dr. Drew Dude, you might know him as. He's a channel member, really nice guy. He sent this to me to check out, and I liked it so much that just now before I started filming the video, I put a couple knives up for sale and I ordered myself one of these. I absolutely love it. Definitely the smallest knife of the bunch. This is tiny. Full titanium construction. I love, love, love just the whole general look of this thing. I love it. Really cool kind of stippling or dimpling, whatever you want to call it, on the pivot there, on the lock bar access cutout, both sides of the pivot, and on the lock bar relief cutout. They have that same kind of texturing. I think that looks amazing. Excellent finish on the titanium. The reflective stonewashing on the blade is really nice. Really, really, really nice. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Thin behind the edge. Not like crazy thin, but definitely pretty thin. Blade steel is CTS XHP. You can see the McNeese logo right there. This is designed by him. Just really like this thing. Andrew put a deep carry pocket clip on it, but the one it comes with is basically a shrunken down version of the normal Spyderco clip. I might do this on mine too. I'm not sure yet. I'll test it out with the one it comes with. And he also added this lanyard. Not sure I will put one on mine, but it does kind of add a little bit of grip. It's basically a 2-finger knife. You got 2 fingers up here, thumb up here. But the way I would be holding this knife is like this. They have a really nice kind of cutout for your pointer finger to rest right on there. Pinch it right here at the pivot. And this is an excellent, excellent little razor blade. Basically a razor blade with a handle. A very good-looking razor blade with the handle. I mean, this just feels so good holding it like this. You can even put your thumb kind of in that hole, kind of brace yourself like that. Oh man, I can't wait to cut with it. It's going to be so good for utility cuts. Just an excellent little 5th pocket carry for utility cuts. Just little stuff that you don't want to break out your full-size knife for. This might be the best 5th pocket carry knife in existence. It really might be. I will do a full review on it when I get mine and test it out. But I can't think of a better tiny little 5th pocket carry knife. I can't think of one. Let me know if you guys have one in mind. You cannot flick this thing. It's just too small. It's a slow roller. But man, I really like this thing. I cannot wait to put a mean edge on it. I'm sure it'll come with a mean edge. But I want this thing to be like just a pocket razor blade. It's going to be so fun. Yeah, so thanks, Andrew, for letting me check this out. You definitely convinced me to get one. I can't wait. So, there you go. There's my 6 favorite mini knives. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, become a channel member. Check out the different tiers. You'll get access to a members-only video per week. Some other perks too, and the perks go up as the more you go up in tiers, the better the perks are. But even if you're just watching and commenting and liking, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I love you. See you in the next video.